what he showed me, the road. Otherwise I would have gone there. There are no roads here, there are directions. For us, it's mostly like this. If you go then to the wilderness, then to the village, I think, like this.
Well, actually in the village and in China, sometimes you have to twist like that. I won't even mention Malaysia. Sometimes there are roads there that on a bike. And do you remember the Philippines?
I remember, but it's better not to recall.
Yes, and even in Hong Kong there are spots with very such roads, even though Hong Kong is small.
And what the wind blows through doesn't let it. What's here? How is it there?
And I'm afraid of her. I'm also a little wary, but apparently she is quite friendly, at least to her own. But we are not her own. Well, that's true.
Wait. Oh, I'm afraid of her.
That's okay. No.
Here are two traditional yurts connected closely to each other.
Lame.
We arrived at one of them.
Oh my god.
Now, we came to see a real Uyghur yurt. And how does it look inside? We also have a few girls here. We're sitting in a charka, one on top of the charka, but the wind is very strong. The wind is just terrible.
Hello. I really hope that when we go inside, it will be warm. This is what the yurt looks like. Here is a double yurt. One yurt has grown quite a bit here. We are about to enter the yurt.
It's written, this is how it looks by itself. It has grown here, over there. There's a new yurt. Here it's on top of the yurt. Here they have combined the new and the old yurt. The yurt, well, the old one belongs to the parents. Oh, well then we are entering inside now. Oh, aha. We have entered inside. This is not a yurt. That's how it is. So let's take a look. Everyone takes off their shoes here. We also take off our shoes like honest people. There's a stove here.
Believe it or not, and then just... Why?
How does everything look here? I'll immediately go in for LG. This is how it looks. No, you could say a room, a modern TV, a double bed. This is where people eat. There's a small altar here. This is where they light incense. Here are images of bodhisattvas. Here's a candle, an antique cabinet. How old is it actually? Well, just a moment, 60, 70 years. And this one too. Here, LED panels are installed. Super modern. And here they're already pouring us tea. It's just amazing. Milk tea. And this is art here, I think.
And how old are they? For reference, my brother is 60. but without experience. But there are children. 60 something. This yurt is 60. And that one is new, right? That one is new? Yes. And this is home for this. Furniture, right? This in the cabinet. This is from those times, 60 years. That is when I grew up, it was like this. They changed the color. It seems just once. And so I thought, the carpet, right?
And the carpet, yes.
Also,
This one is new, and this one is old, right?
yes. As I remember, it was Oleg. You film everything now, then I'll film so we don't get in each other's way.
All right. And now let's move to the new yurt and see how it looks here. Here's the stove, a potbelly stove, and it's very, very hot. There's a computer, and surely there's internet. Yes, there's internet here. And it's a wired cable internet. That's just awesome. This is a water system for underfloor heating, like, oh no, it's for the iron. There's a washing machine, and there's a sink. We used something like this not too long ago when we went to the dacha. A gas stove, as I understand, or electricity, an electric stove. Everything is being prepared. There's water, a refrigerator. In principle, a full life here is more than possible. And it's very warm from the stove. This is how everything looks here, and it's just awesome. Well, I like it. Besides, in general, I really like it here. It's warm, cozy, and even though the door leads directly outside, the yurt holds the temperature quite well. Additionally, the light comes partially from these windows. Here is the pipe that goes outside. So, everything was done wisely. And there you go. This is how it all looks. Not very high at the edges, of course, but more than comfortable in the center. So it's kind of like awesome. Thanks to the hospitable hosts.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
After the sudden change in temperature, from the warm yurt to outside something.
This video about Mongolia ends here. And to be honest, I don't know. Maybe I have some material left and maybe I can make something out of it, but honestly, I doubt it. Maybe I'll manage to go there again sometime. Actually, it's not that difficult, and it's nearby, especially since there are direct flights to Ulaanbaatar, which is just awesome. Well, to be precise, direct flights from Hong Kong, but getting to Hong Kong is not a problem at all. There you go. And continuing on that note, throughout the entire trip in Mongolia, I was wearing a jacket from Kalos. Moreover, Kalos is a very good mountaineering brand. It's not as well known as Black Diamond or Petzl, but it's still a good, niche, reliable brand. So this jacket in official stores costs between 1,500 to 1,800. I bought it for 370, 390 yuan. That is almost 4 times cheaper. There you go. How did I manage to do that? I bought it through the 95 app. From 95, it's an app that came from the company which sells original items. And in 95, if you hear the name, it means that these are either used items or have some defects, and they are sold at a discount. I got this jacket at a discount, but basically, on this 95, you can buy a lot of things: phones, home electronics, clothing, and much more, at quite reasonable prices, and also branded items. Honestly, I don't understand brands at all. For example, the only branded item I usually buy for myself is shoes. And even here in Guangzhou, it's usually Crocs, simply because they just don't slip. In Guangzhou, it rains constantly, so very often the floor is wet, and sleeping there is not a problem at all. That's it. And that's why I just wanted shoes that don't slip and aren't hot. plus 30, 35, 40 degrees. So continuing with this app, so you can purchase good items at loyal prices on it. Moreover, just like on it lists normal human sizes. For example, if this t-shirt is bought at $16.88, it is size XL. If I buy in any European store or on, I will buy an M, and it will be very comfortable. Although, again, it's easier for me to buy the same t-shirts at $16.88. Why? Because for 100 yen, I buy 5 identical ones, and don't worry about it. There you go. Well, and maybe, let me tell you a little about the app where you can find originals. Yes, recently there have been more cases where copies appear there too. But still, there is an internal verification system, and for someone who isn't very knowledgeable about brands, yeah, it's a lifesaver. And again, as I said, from the same, I get shoes for myself, various gifts, the same perfume, and some electronics. By the way, sometimes electronics there turn out to be cheaper than in stores, or even in the market, or $16.88. So that's how it is. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye.